everyone, welcome to another video. Today I have a room tour update video for you. For those of you who haven't seen my other room tour video I had done back in February, lots of stuff has changed. I've added quite a bit. I've moved some stuff around and to make accommodations for the 40th anniversary and getting ready for The Last Jedi and stuff like that. So we'll go through, I'll show you the stuff. A lot of stuff's the same. You'll notice from the other video, if you haven't seen the other video, you could just watch this one and you'll see everything again. I'll go through the stuff I've already shown. I'll pretty much go through pretty quickly and really concentrate on the new stuff that I've added and the moves that I made in here, just to kind of update you guys on what's going on in here. So let's get started. We'll start over here. This shelf's pretty much the same. Some of the vintage stuff there, the transports. Up here I have moved most of my Force Awakens stuff over here and in different parts of the room. Kind of getting ready for, like I said, The Last Jedi and all that stuff that's going to be coming out. That's a recent acquisition, that Death Star droid. Moving down this shelf, pretty much all the vintage stuff still. The Underoos and the Suncatcher back there with the Jabba figures and stuff like that. The placemat and some of the vintage stuff. There's the Sears playset with the blue snaggle. Corkboard in the back there. Some Gorian guards. And then this shelf's pretty much the same. I have added a couple droids to it. That's pretty much the same. There's Phasma and the Death Trooper, larger size figures. Moving up here, I've added some of these pins. These are from the Smuggler's Bounty pop sets. These are pretty cool. These figures are pretty much all the same over here. Nothing over there. I've added some more light, so there might be a little more glare. I apologize for that. Basically, these are the same figures I've had up for quite some time. There's a couple up there. I pretty much have figures everywhere. There's another recent acquisition. If you saw my haul video, there's the AT-AT driver. A couple more figures here. And back here, there's Tarkin. And some more of these original trilogy type figures. Some of those I put up recently. Move back over here and show you the diorama again. That's pretty much the same. I've had a couple stormtroopers, I think, since the last video. I picked them up at flea markets. My vintage collection again. Again, the triples and doubles and stuff like that are variants. Each one of those is a variant. My two favorite carded figures. Some more vintage stuff there. My micro collection again. Kenner baggy figures. And there's that. And I'm going to show you guys what's in some of these drawers here. There's quite a bit of cool stuff in here. Stuff I just really don't have room to display. Like, some of these kind of things I grab a lot of things at like flea markets and stuff like that. So there's just some books and stuff like that in there. Let's move this out of the way. And in here again, I've got some magazines and posters, and there's a lot of folders in here, vintage folders. There's a lot of stuff inside those too. Some books there. And, yeah, all kinds of different stuff like that. Posters, and these are Taco Bell boxes from '97, back when the special editions came out. It's in there, and then again in here I've got more books and just all kinds of stuff. Here's a quiz book, and these are the vintage Star Wars blueprints, and these are all posters in here. Star Wars albums. These are like souvenir program type things for the movies themselves. That's the Star Wars one, and here's the Empire one. And pop-up books. Cool stuff like that. One for each movie they made. Kind of different there. There's Return of the Jedi. And a Wookiee book. And then the comics they came out with reissues. And there's some card wrappers and extra cards and stuff like that in here. Just a bunch of stuff. So these are all posters here. Here's a card holder for vintage cards. Mix and match book. And I have this program here for the original Star Wars. And then some notepads and some more card backs and just all kinds of different stuff in the magazines and what have you. And then over here, I've got just some more stuff. This silly celebration thing. If you saw that video, you'll see how disappointed I was in that. I got some sheets and some pillowcases and wristbands. And then just some extra stuff, like some stuff for the action figures, some extra Legos, and just some stuff like that in there. And over here, one more drawer here, I have all kinds of like media type stuff. I've got the records and tapes and VHS tapes. This is actually a beta of the original Star Wars. And then like, this is the making of Star Wars. These are all VHS tapes. And I got the CDs, all the CDs from all the movies. Audio tapes from back in the day. These are all vintage. Things like that. Stuff like that in there. And in here, here's some more. I got some more books. One of my favorite books is this Jedi Masters quiz book. This came out in like around Empire Strikes Back. And there's some postcards from the post office. And just some other little books. Stuff like that. Here's a photo encyclopedia of all the... this has all the vintage stuff on it, plus the Clone Wars cartoons. Some DVDs and Splinter of the Mind's Eye. I really tore this one up. I read this 100 billion times in high school. But yeah, that's a good book. If you guys haven't read that one. 8-track tapes. If any of you know what those are. Kind of showing my age there a little bit. And then just some other books and stuff like that. There's the novels for The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi comic edition, and just all kinds of stuff like that in there. Down here, I've got games. The adventure game Ice Planet Hoth, and then I think everybody has this one, the Escape from the Death Star, and then the Destroy the Death Star game. So these are kind of cool. I just don't have room to display all this stuff, unfortunately, so I gotta kind of just put it wherever I can find room. And then over here I've got some coloring books and stickers. These are all vintage cards, stickers, stuff like that. I have the Tribute Pursuit DVD edition. And under here I've got like just tons of vintage cards. These are the Burger King cards, still perforated together. And these are all vintage cards here. These are all vintage cards. I think, yeah, these are, I think, some Wonder Bread cards from back in the day. And these came in C-3PO, cereal, these blue cards in the back here. And then some stickers for a sticker book. And I got all the different movies, and these are all extras. I have complete sets of all of those. Let's move those. Yeah, these are, I got some Raiders of the Lost Ark stuff in there too, which I like, so I think I picked those up at a flea market. I always pick stuff up at flea markets, as you can tell. So there's that. I'll stick these back. That's what's in those drawers and stuff like that. Okay, moving on. This is my next big section here. There's some cards there, and there's K2SO, and then over here I've got some patches and some coins. I think all these coins are from the 30th anniversary set. And there's a watch, and these are all the patches from the Smuggler's Bounty. That's a film cell. Bunch more books. Some stuff up here. These are some of the new card set that came out. I haven't really gotten into that too much. As you can see, I have tons of cards. I'm not sure I really need many more, but whatever, you know, I might pick some more up. Up here I have, if I can get them out, these are just some scrapbooks, and these are calendars from back in the day. 1984, and there's a 1981. And then the Star Wars, original Star Wars from 1979, still in the box, still perforated here. And there's 1978, all still in the box. These binders here, I did one video of one of my scrapbooks, if you guys want to go check that out. But most of these are basically just, this is all Bantha tracks from back in the day. If you were in the Star Wars fan club, they would send you one of these with your membership. Of course, I was a member. No doubt about that. And then there's some, that's also from the fan club. Some vintage greeting cards and stuff like that. Official buttons. And they would also send you things, you know, so you could order, you know, like for example, Han Solo's vest, and I think they did Luke Skywalker's Bespin jacket and stuff like that. And in here, there's just some more pictures and stuff I just don't have room to display. These are Mcquarrie Portfolios. If you watch my Mcquarrie video, I showed those. And some other stuff in there. These are coloring books, and there's some magazines in here. I'm probably going to knock K2SO over, but what the heck. Star Wars Insider, and then a bunch of, you know, these are from Return of the Jedi, and coloring books and activity books, that type of stuff. Getting the stuff out is not a problem. Getting it back in is always a problem. But, oh well. What are you going to do? Here's all my vintage card backs again. I got quite a few of them. I'm trying to get one for every figure for every movie that they made, so I'm working on it. I need maybe about 10 more, and I'll have them all. This is an X-Wing fighter that I did a restoration on. I just need the canopy, which is obviously the toughest thing to find. In here is just, these are just more binders. Most of these are just my cards. My card sets, and I've got all my vintage card sets in here, and my new card sets, and all that kind of stuff. These are some of the new ones. Well, not new, but these are the Wide Vision Empire Strikes Back cards. But I've got all my vintage ones in here too. I won't pull all those out for you, but take my word for it, they're in there. There we go. And then I've got, yeah, there's more coloring books in here, and I've got all kinds of magazines and stuff like that from when the movies came out. There's Return of the Jedi, Lucasfilm Fan Club, Classic Monsters, and Starlog, Fantastic Films. These are all from back in the day, late 70s, early 80s. Time magazine. This one's actually from 2005. It's from the Revenge of the Sith. classic monsters and Starlog, and just all kinds of things like that. I've got tons and tons of magazines from back in the day. Most of these I actually got, not for myself, because I wasn't old enough to collect all of these. A friend of mine was kind of liquidating a lot of his collection, and I was fortunate enough to, you know, be involved in that, and he gave me a bunch of stuff. But here we go. Moving on. This is the Falcon, the micro collection, or die-cast collection, I'm sorry. There's an R2-D2, a couple things hiding back there. Jigsaw puzzle. Moving up here is cups, puzzles, and there's some of my original figures again from when I was a kid. And the TIE Interceptor, which is in there. Burger King glasses. And one of my favorite items is this display stand. It has all the original 12 figures on it. And then up here, some mini rigs, stuff like that. There's an eraser, and there's a book bag tag, and a keychain. Star Wars and Empire glasses from Burger King. There's a model back there that actually says Empire Strikes Back on it. For the Falcon, that was kind of just a sticker they stuck on there. Some more vintage stuff here. There's Luke. Thought that was a neat idea. I saw that on another video, and I thought it was a really cool idea. I think it was Jedi Master 738's video. She had it like that, so I thought it was cool. So I copied it, sorry. Some more vintage stuff. And over here, this has also changed. I moved this around a little bit from the last video. My autographs. This is pretty much the same, all the die cast. The soaps, toothbrushes. And the vintage figures. I mean, I moved them around a little bit, but it's basically the same idea. And bottle caps. Then down here I have some more stuff here. The Viewmaster. There's a Darth Vader back there. Then in here are some books, Sounds of Star Wars, The Making of Star Wars, Making of Empire Strikes Back. And this just has some more magazines. This is a Hot Wheels thing. And I've got all my extra stuff in here. And these are these ones here are actually some drawings and stuff like that. Just nonsense stuff that I've got. Some more coloring books in here. Some more stuff like drawings. And this stuff here is kind of like from The Force Awakens. This is all like clippings and stuff like that. If you guys want to see more videos of that kind of stuff, like my scrapbooks and all that, let me know in the comments, and I'd be more than happy to do that. Got some books down there. And moving over here is the large size Vader and Chewie. Those guys are complete. Up here is stamp collecting in the back, the Droid Factory. Really cool Chewbacca mug. If you look at my Chewie focus video, you'll see more detail on that one. B-Wing. Now actually, this Stormtrooper here, I did a restoration on. He was all yellow, completely yellow. And I did the clean up on him and put him in the sun for a while and some hydrogen peroxide, and it worked great. I was real happy with that. Erasers. These are shampoo bottles. There's a Yoda hanging out back there. Another maintenance energizer from the vintage line. And these are the 12-inch, well, not 12-inch, but the large size action figure series. Yoda puppet. Some more of the large size action figures. I'm missing, she has a brush and a comb, I think, that goes with her. And Boba Fett, I'm just missing. There's like a little tip on the back of his rocket pack that I'm missing. Had a tough time finding that so far. A little bit of more vintage stuff up there. This is all the same from the last video. Tablecloth back there, and more vintage there. Down here, pretty much the same. I snuck a Dengar in there that I found recently. Down here, pretty much the vintage stuff. The land speeder box is empty, it's just a box. And there's some the movie viewer stuff. That stuff there, it's pretty much all vintage stuff in there. All this stuff, let me show you this stuff up here. I moved my 1995 figures up here. And some of the 2000s. And then there's just some miscellaneous stuff up here. Excuse me. Some more miscellaneous stuff. And the vintage figures. Tri-logories. There's the Bulba hanging out up there. Some more vintage figures there. And some more stuff I just hung up here. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of room anymore. I did add some lighting over here, so that made it a lot better. Some more figures over there. And then down here, these are all my extra vintage figures. Here's a 12-inch IG-88. These are just basically my extras. Just in bags. Most of them have their weapons and are complete. Not all of them. So I've got over 400 vintage figures, so they gotta go somewhere. I have scattered them out, like here and here, you know, just all over the place, to try and get as many of them out as I can. But it's not easy, and there's some there in the Star Destroyer. And then, like I showed you before, these are all my extra vintage weapons. And just, you know, extra stuff that I got either at flea markets or, you know, places like that. And some other, just a bunch of different vintage weapons. And then some stuff that's more modern. And, a bunch of lightsabers, that type of stuff. Resistance X-Wing, which I had on the ceiling, but it fell down, so I had to put it on the floor. Large size Darth Vader. Now this is probably the biggest change that I've made so far. There used to be a wood-burning stove in here. If you watch the old video, it was very cluttered and just a mess. So I took that out and I put a shelf in. I still got Poe's X-Wing there. Excuse me again, I'm just getting over a cold. But yeah, there's some more figures up there. And some micro collection stuff up there. And then this new shelf, which I'm really happy with. Came out very well. It's just more clean, more organized, and just much nicer. Here, this is a box of posters here, just a whole bunch of posters and promotional type stuff. A few things on my dehumidifier, which is vital to this room. It's in my basement. And there's Revenge of the Jedi poster there. And my Burger King display. Some figures back there. And my FX lightsaber. That's Obi-Wan's. And this is pretty much the same as last time. A few changes here and there. It's pretty much the same. These are all the, well, these ones up here are Sigma mugs, and then these ones down here are the Applause mugs. There's a few things in there, electronic Darth Vader and stuff like that. This is pretty much the same. My Disney stuff. And my Darth Vader standee back there, a couple figures up there. I put a bunch of my episode 1s up there. Some of those guys, and then one of my new lights is here, so that's causing some glare. Over here, more figures there. Nothing real different from last time. And this shelf here is pretty much the same. A few added things here and there. Guard. And there's those guys there. They were on the floor on the other side, but now they're all together. Cool stuff there. There's that cookie jar, R2D2 cookie jar. Figures here. And then this shelf here is pretty much different. I've changed this all around. Some things there. Oops. And then I've got this. This has pretty much changed some too. Then my Lego shelf, which has gotten a little bigger. I added this set recently, and this goes with that, and then all these smaller sets. Excuse me again. And there's a Chewbacca. This is just an empty box. So is the shuttle. Cake pan back there. It's pretty much all the same. I added a few of my episode 1 figures. And then these guys have moved over here. Couple figure sets. There's a recent pickup. If you look, check out my haul video, you'll see that. And I've added a couple of things to the floor. There's a towel. I don't think that's different. I added that over there. And this throw of Rey from The Force Awakens and the pillowcase. And these are the same still. This is different over here. I moved this over here. Added that stuff. Add that there. And over here, this is pretty much the same. These are all my comics still. And all my Hallmark ornaments. Can't wait to see this year's Hallmark ornaments. They're going to be pretty cool, I think, if you guys collect them. And the Hot Wheel cars I have up here. These are the character Hot Wheel cars. And there's Yoda up there. And some more figures up on the wall there. More of my episode 1. And some more stuff there. These are kind of cool cars. They're Mcquarrie inspired cars. Action Masters. Some more figures up here. I got figures everywhere. I mean, they are just everywhere. All different years, all different kinds. Those guys up there, and those there. And this is pretty much the same. My Yoda and my bucket head helmet there. Just picked up that speeder bike. And that's from Rogue One. A couple of Disney Store die-cast Elite. Here's the rest of those. Hard to see because of the glare, but you guys know what those are. There's Kylo Ren. Sorry about the glare again. Some stuff back there. There's a Pez set, model, and some of these vinyl figures. Some mugs. Anakin. Again, hard to see that because of the glare. I apologize. Some Black Series. Yoda's house. And then up here, there's some of my non-Star Wars figures. I got like some classic creatures, Indiana Jones, Flash Gordon, and some Battlestar Galactica. I like classic monsters, and I like all that science fiction figures too. I like to try and collect too. Then I got a lot of Marvel. Well, not a lot, I guess. Some Marvel. A little bit of that up there. Some Buck Rogers stuff up there. A little bit of Star Trek. Don't hate me. And here's some of my other shelves. This is my loose figure shelf, my main one. For the modern figures anyway. This really hasn't changed too much, just a few additions. Sorry about the glare again, but there's those guys. And some more Star Trek. Again, don't hate. I do like some of the Mego stuff. I had all the Megos when I was a kid, so I wanted to collect all those again, and picked up a few other things along the way. Some wrestling guys. And my G.I. Joes. These are all the vintage G.I. Joes. I had a lot of those when I was a kid too. And my Death Stars. And my Battle Damaged TIE Fighters and a Cylon ship in there. And there's my interactive R2-D2. And there's a bunch of stuff in here, just some extra stuff, like extra boxes and stuff like that. And here's all my record albums. This is not a record album. This is from the DVD release. And these are all records from back in the day, which are pretty cool. Adventures of Luke Skywalker. And the Return of the Jedi soundtrack. And I have, that's just a piece there, and then I have all these episode 1 VHSs. I don't know why, but I do. But there's a lot of records in there. I've got just about all of the records from the vintage line, you know, all that type of stuff. And there's some other, just some other stuff back there. There's a Darth Maul cube and such. There's an R2-D2 box back here that has all of my restoration parts. I have tons of parts from all the vintage, you know, not all the vintage stuff, but vintage stuff so I could do restorations. Here's my pop shelf. I like the pops. I'm not in love with them, but I do like them. So I collected a few. There's the vintage collection line, which is my favorite line of the modern figures. I'm glad it's coming back. Can't come back soon enough. Figures in there, and there's some figures up here as usual. There's some more vintage collection figures back there. More figures up here. And then this shelf over here. Some Hot Wheels stuff, plates, mugs, cups, some more vintage stuff. Most of this is the same from my last video, so I'll just kind of zip over it. Stuff's all the same. A couple editions. I just added this if you saw my haul video. Some cool stuff here. All my DVDs are back there from the movies and stuff. And my Falcon, there is a Falcon in there. It's mint in box. And all my card packs. I'm only missing one pack of vintage cards. It's the very first series. It would go over here before this one. My Leia tribute. Buttons, and there's my TV when I feel like watching one of the movies. There's the clocks. And Han's gun, which does work. I have a video on that one too. And then my boxed stuff. 90% of the stuff actually has the item in the box. The AT-AT does not. Most of the other stuff is in there. Night lights and buttons. Tape dispenser. Candy heads. Some more vintage carded back there, or vintage line carded. And my Hoth diorama, which hasn't changed too much. Like I said, a few things have been added, like the turret. That turret over there I added. Things here, General Giant, garbage can, a few things over there. those are both empty boxes. They're still cool. And my door has that on it. And the poster that you saw in the first video. And then my Boba Fett. And these are the 40th anniversary carded that I have at this point in time. I don't have them all yet. They're impossible to find, as you know. Well, for me anyway. And I moved this poster over here, which you saw in the last video. And then that one back there, which was on the floor, but now it's not even being shown. Then I got these two shelves over here to finish up. Got some mission series there. A few things in the back there. A couple of Pepsi bottles back there. And I recently picked up this phone, this Vader speakerphone, at a flea market. I'm looking for that for a while. And finally my Black Series, 6-inch Black Series. There's a display stand. I really like these Black Series, they're my favorite figures right now. As most people are saying, so no surprise there. And then the Titaniums. I think these came out in 2007. Mcquarrie figures. A couple more mission series there, some Mcquarries. Okay. And then some of the blankets I have just sitting on the floor. There really have nowhere else to go with them. They look kind of cool. It's better than just this stupid blue carpet. So. Alright, so there you have it, guys and gals. My 2017 room tour update. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's kind of long. I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, check out my other videos. And until next time, may the Force be with you.